Welcome to this MyCap tutorial. In this video, we'll guide you through the steps to enable MyCap for a longitudinal RedCap project and configure MyCap tasks. To get started, go to the project setup page. Enable both longitudinal data collection with defined events and MyCap. Once you have enabled MyCap and longitudinal data collection, and you've created all of your instruments, next you will define the events for your project. From the Project Setup tab, click on Define My Events. Create new events by clicking Add New Event. Add as many events as needed for your project. You can add additional arms if needed. For studies with multiple groups of participants, you can create multiple study arms. Assign specific instruments and tasks to each arm, ensuring that participants only see tasks relevant to their group. Once you've created your events, navigate to Designate Instruments for My Events. Here, you can assign your instruments to events. Now that you have assigned your instruments to events, you can enable your instruments for MyCap and set your task schedules. Navigate to the Online Designer. If you plan to use a baseline date in your project, set this up first by going to the Additional Settings section. You can learn more about using the baseline date in our Using the Baseline Date video. Click Enable to enable your instrument as a MyCap task. Once you have enabled your instrument for MyCap, you can configure the task settings, which include Task Title, where you can specify a unique task title to be displayed in MyCap instead of the instrument name. Question Presentation, where you can choose whether all questions are presented on one screen or one question per page. And Card Display, where you can choose to use MyCap's chart option. Next, you can enable your instrument for an event by clicking Enable under the event name. Once your task is enabled for an event, you can then set the task schedule. You can set any optional settings such as Save and Complete Later or instruction steps where you can add custom steps to guide participants on how to complete the task. Additionally, you'll configure the scheduling options. Here, you can set the schedule relative to a specific event, such as the participant's install date or the baseline date if enabled. You can also define the frequency of the task. Tasks can be scheduled as one time, infinitely so the task can be completed multiple times, on a repeating daily, weekly, or monthly schedule, or fixed on specific days. You can set a delay for the task to appear after a certain number of days. This field is automatically populated from the Days Offset column in the Define My Events screen, but you can edit this field if you would like. You can also specify when a task should start repeating. You can combine conditions such as after the task has been completed one time or after 3 days, whichever occurs first. If you have added your instrument to multiple events, you must enable the instrument for each event. You can use the Copy option to easily copy schedule settings from one event to another. Once you have completed your setup, save your changes. After finalizing the MyCap settings for all instruments, be sure to click the Publish New MyCap Version button to push your changes to the app. The version number automatically increases by 1 each time a new version is published. That's it! You have successfully enabled and configured MyCap for your RedCap project. You can watch other videos to learn more. Visit the MyCap website to access more resources, or reach out to your local RedCap administrator, which you can look up on the RedCap website shown here.